Tony Vitello will be the head coach of the Vols in 2034. That's my statement. Give it a what the H if you want to, agree or disagree, but it's all but fact. I'm telling you that because he loves Tennessee. I'm telling you that because he didn't even give Texas A&M the time of day. I'm telling you that because he seems legitimately genuine, not just publicly, but to those that I talk to close to him. I think he loves Tennessee. I'm not going to argue necessarily that a Major League Baseball team couldn't pull him away, Caleb. But again, if I had to bet a mortgage, he will be the head coach of the University of Tennessee in 2034. Would you agree or disagree with that? 10 years.
2034. No, I think he's.
Odds are on your side.
Yeah, here's why. To quote a former president, you can get sick of winning unless you're Nick Saban. So I think Tony Vitello is going to win so much he's going to get sick of winning, and I think it'll be a point to where if you win, I think he's Dave. I think he may have. I said I picked one more title last week. You picked 2 more titles. How many titles do you win before like you're in your 40s and early 50s and you're just like, this is boring now? Like I'd rather just go do something else. And then all of a sudden,
I think there's a good chance he's Tennessee's next athletic director.
Okay, that's fair. I think he's going. This is why this is back to my point when you asked me. He's going to the majors. He's going to the majors at some point because he's not doing it now. He's still hungry. It still wants to have a great program. But after 2 or 3 national titles, he's going to get bored. Winning in college baseball, Dave, is not the same as like winning in college football. Who gets excited about running a dynasty in college baseball? Nobody. The thrill would be doing that in the majors to a certain degree. It's not like college football where like, I think you and I both, if we were like great football coaches, we'd much rather dominate college in the NFL, right? If the money was there.
Yes.
It's not the same for baseball. There's a significant less amount of tension in college baseball than there is in Major League Baseball. And I think if Tony Vitello keeps having this level of success, there will be such a significant upgrade to go to the majors. Less work because he could be a GM, and more glory for winning because if you win a World Series, it's significantly higher than the glory you get from winning a college World Series. And again, I think he's going to be so successful and so dominant that he's just going to get bored with it after a while.
Well, now, Smoky Mountain Red along those lines said, I get more of a vibe from him retiring in his late 50s or early 60s and living on a beach somewhere. That wouldn't stun me either. Is he an early retired guy? Yeah, I think that's...
I mean, baseball doesn't pay the way college football coaching does. So it ain't like you're leaving money on the table if you retire as a college baseball coach.
Yeah, but they're paid but they're not. I can remember when they were paid like $150,000, so they were not financially independent. We're talking about financial independence when you're making millions a year, right?
Yeah, but like, okay, $1.5 million. Is that his contract, I believe? I think that's what he's scheduled to make this year.
Yeah, I would expect for him to, and the highest paid coach is $2 million, so I would expect for him to make $2 million by the end of this month.
You make $2 million. You make $2 million a year. You can't just retire willy-nilly, though. Like, yes, you are in much better shape than most people, but like, if you want to live as comfortably as possible when you retire, you got to work a few years.
Well, yeah, but he's probably already made $10 million. I mean, good Lord, if he has any idea how to invest his money, if he wanted to hang it up right now, he should be financially able to do that.
Yes, but would you rather be able to hang it up where you're financially able to do it, or be able to hang it up where not only are you financially able,
where you're Kanye?
Yes, that's a perfect example. There's not a level of screw up you could do to lose your money. Like you would have to I'm talking like Tony Vitello's rich right now, okay? What was it Chris Rock said? Rich is something you can lose on a bad weekend in Vegas, okay? Now...
It's not an exaggeration, but he's not wealthy. I understand what you're saying. But he wouldn't get wealthy in major leagues either, right?
No, that's why I said he's going to keep working and he's going to get bored of winning at Tennessee because he's going to keep winning. And so then he'll want to try something in the majors. I do think that's going to happen. And the majors will pay you more. So at that point, I would say, yeah, guys, I know. These are all the most people making $1 to $2 million. They're the most privileged people in the world. They should be so grateful for their situations. I'm not saying it's struggling. He's in the 1% of the 1%. But he's not in the 1% of the 1% of the 1% where you can literally just say, let me just quit my job and quit everything I want to do tomorrow. And I can't lose this money. He doesn't have like an NBA long-term contract.
Let me ask you this question. Do you think Tony Vitello would rather be the head coach of the Vols making $2 million or let's say make 4 times that, which would be roughly $8 to $10 million. Let's say $8 to $10 million as a GM in the major leagues?
The second one, less work and more money.
See, I specifically made the money a little bit higher than it should be to see if you'd go that direction and to show you how staunchly I disagree. I think he would rather make a couple mil than make $8 million.
That is the most insane thing you've ever said. Are you on drugs?
No, listen, and I'm seriously the one who thinks that coaches lie all the time. Maybe he has completely Caleb fooled me. Maybe he'll shoot Schlesinger or whatever his name is tomorrow and he'll take the Texas job. I don't know, but I'm telling you, I'm sold. I'm won over. I think
that's not what you said, though.
I think he wants to be at Tennessee the rest of his career, and he would take less money to do so.
Dave, you said less money, like 1.5 or $8 million. No, are you kidding me?
I said 2. Okay, he's going to make 2. He's going to make 2.
That is insane. That's insane. No. Is there a coach? Stop with Heupel or Vitello. Any coach you covered in the history of coaching who would turn down an $8 million offer for a $2 million job? You think Tony Vitello is a unicorn?
Yes.
That is insane. That is ridiculous.
Well, I'm giving you the one guy that
of every coach in the history of coaches.
Well, no, in the history of the guys that I've been around, I think there's one guy. Now, you could argue Philip Fulmer, but I'm telling you, if the Dallas Cowboys called and said after the national championship and said, you want to be head coach of the Cowboys, he would have been the head coach of the Cowboys. Okay.
What about
he would have never gotten that offer. The difference is Vitello might get that type of offer.
Yes, that's true. But Josh Heupel, you think he would chase $8 million? You think he would turn $8 million down to be for $2 million to coach at Tennessee?
Well, he's making $8 million, so
no, you're right. It's a bit different.
As they say in Lower Maynardville, that's a mute point.
That is insane with Tony Vitello. No, nobody in the world would do that. Nobody would say, particularly if it's St. Louis, his hometown where he's from. Oh, GM of the Cardinals for $8 to $10 million, and I don't have to coach every game, much less work, or be a head baseball coach in college, less attention, a quarter of the money, please, no. Also, because if you guys think he wants to retire in his 50s, you take the $8 million deal so you can retire in your 50s.
Hey, do me a favor, because I'm having so much of a problem finding this. I think we may be bouncing around whether or not this is even possible. If you can, find out what the top general managers in Major League Baseball make, because I'm getting Craig Counsell making about 8. So before we go too far down and comparing 2 to 8 million, let's figure out what these guys are getting paid for sure, because that obviously is a key factor. Portions of the program brought to you by our good friend Ray Varner at Ray Varner Ford in Clinton, Tennessee.
Big Bend 4x4, $29,743. A 2024 T250 low roof cargo van, $51,955. 24 model Ford F-150 4x4 crew cab, $46,929. Ray Varner Ford, your East Tennessee Ford dealership.
Okay, so you got some numbers for me, Caleb?
This can't be right. Let's see. Because I just went on a Google AI and they said the average salary is $65,000. There's no way that's right.
I found that too.
There's no way that's right.
No, I know. What is Brian Cashman's salary? Let's just do that. Okay. All right. He's got
Cashman has a 5-year, $25 million contract.
okay, 5-year, 25. So it's $5 million. Okay, so we're talking double. Does that change your mind at all? Because I was guessing at 8 to 10. But if it's 2 to 5, does that change your mind at all? Or are you still like, no, I'm getting the heck out of here and I'm going to the major leagues?
I think
And not St. Louis. And not St. Louis.
Yeah, okay. So
don't take St. Louis from me or you win the argument, because that would be pretty cool to be the Cardinals GM.
That does become questionable, and I'll give you that. The only thing I would say is that MLB, again, the glory is greater because, again, like I keep telling you guys, college baseball versus MLB. College baseball, winning it in college baseball is like a niche thing, right? It's not like college football versus the NFL. You win a college football national championship, you get as much glory as a head coach who wins a Super Bowl, don't you?
Yes, but it also means less pressure in the bad years.
It does.
I mean, nobody's going to say get rid of Tony Vitello if he doesn't make the College World Series 3 years in a row. It's just then they'll say it's just baseball.
No, yes, that's a fair point. I mean, Rod Delmonico was allowed to be mediocre for a long time in many different aspects.
Long time.
So that's
he was allowed to be sociopathic for a long time.
I didn't even know he was sociopathic. I just thought he was a bad coach. But yeah, so I understand where you're coming from with that. I just think there's so much less work as an MLB GM. But you're all right. Like, again, if at that point you weigh your money, because do you chase $5 million as an MLB GM where you could be fired in 3 years, or do you stay with the $2 million salary, which over time pays off more? Then you got me. So yeah, at that point I'd probably stay. I'm thinking he might stay at Tennessee. So here's where I'm at with Vitello. I think he leaves Tennessee if the right GM job in Major League Baseball opens up. He's not going to go be the GM of the Pirates like you brought up earlier. There's no way he'd do that. And
I don't see the Yankees just calling out of left field. Brought to you by the Hemp House, the premier hemp dispensary online with a wide variety, great selection, and the standards. The standards are what is key. Use the promo code HOOKED for 10% off on Hemp House Chat with 2Ts.com. Go right down below. Hemp House Chat with 2Ts.com. And I'm telling you, you need to be sure that you're getting what you order, and you will do that with the Hemp House. The standards are so high for CBD or Delta products. That is the Hemp House Chat with 2Ts.com. And
I want to send a quick baseball money-wise, by the way, just a quick shout-out.
Mm-hmm.
It's Bobby Bonilla Day.
It is Bobby Bonilla Day. Congratulations
my dad is a Mets
to
fan.
him.